This show is part of the RetroZap.com podcast network.
This is what you can look forward to on episode 185, our 4-year anniversary special of Skywalking Through Neverland.
Ha ha ha, happy anniversary.
Hi, this is Steven Stanton from Rogue One and Star Wars Rebels, congratulating Sarah and Richard on 4 years of Skywalking Through Neverland. They've taken us on a lot of adventures over these last few years, and I hope to hear many more. May the Force be with you.
Hey, Skywalkers, this is Patty Hammond, the Everyday Fangirl, and admin for Skywalking Through Neverland. I wanted to wish Richard and Sarah a very happy 4th podcast anniversary. I thank you for including me as part of your extended family. And remember, Neverland on Alderaan.
Are you ready?
Off to Neverland.
Here we go.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome. Disneyland is your land.
When I first made Star Wars, everybody in Hollywood said, well, this is a movie Disney should have made.
You're more than just fans. You're family.
Best day ever!
Secrets lab.
It's about family, and that's what's so powerful about it.
Hey.
When you use a bird to write with, it's called tweeting.
When we visit the world of Disney, we never grow old. It's a Peter Pan, Never land that keeps us young in heart.
This is Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you are skywalking through Neverland. I have a good feeling about this.
Hey, Skywalkers! Did you miss us last week? We took a little time off to set sail on the high seas on the Disney Wonder cruise ship down to Cabo, and if data rates weren't through the roof, we probably would have put out a show. Trust me. Well, if you are a new listener we just met on the ship or coming back, then welcome to
Skywalking Through Neverland.
We are the podcast that takes you on a tour through the many decades of fandom. I am Richard Wolosky, and now everyone, please say hello to my sweetie wife, Sarah, who looks so adorable in her Judy Hopps costume.
Oh, well, thank you. And you know what, though? I am super excited that you are going to be Nick Wilde, the fox, because I love foxes. And what's better than me being a fox myself is seeing my husband dressed as a fox. It's so cute.
Like we were telling everyone on YouTube and the face huggers that tomorrow we're going to the Disneyland Mickey not so scary, not so titled Halloween party. And I'm going to be Nick Wilde and my sweetie wife's going to be Judy Hopps.
Yay!
Isn't that cute? Because I couldn't be Secret Squirrel because it's going to be really hot in the 90s. Mm-hmm. And when I get hot and sweaty, I get grumpy. Oh.
Oh, no!
It isn't that. Uh-oh. Sarah's Minnie Mouse just went off.
Yeah, so she won't say good afternoon. Minnie.
Oh, she's
Minnie.
She's all excited for the Halloween party.
Yes, she is.
All right. Oh, you know what? Speaking of new things.
Okay.
We weren't speaking of new things, but I needed a segue.
Yeah?
What'd you guys think of our new opening?
I love the new opening, says Martin Keeler.
Thank you, Martin.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much. And you know what? If we would love to know what you think of it or what your favorite part about it is, so please tweet at us at SkywalkingPod. Well, hello, everyone, our Star Wars and Disney family. Whether you're watching right now or you're listening to us later, we like to start each and every show, even our 4-year anniversary episode, with a giant Wookiee hug to our family of Skywalkers. And we love that you listen to the show every week or watch live. And just as a reminder, we cannot see Facebook Live comments. So if you want to jump over to YouTube Live, you can comment there. We can talk with you on the show.
Now, we are recording this from Long Beach, California. We're no longer in Cabo or Encinitas. We are here back in Long Beach. What did I say?
Encinitas?
All right, I think I would know this by now. And it is September 26th, 2017. 4 years to the date.
Wow.
That we premiered the very first Skywalking Through Neverland.
Aww.
Hey, you know what? Just as a treat to the listeners, let's play the opening to our very first show.
You'll laugh, you'll cry,
you'll kiss $3 goodbye.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Skywalking Through Neverland, a podcast for active Disney and Star Wars fans. This is Richard.
And this is Sarah. Skywalking Through Neverland celebrates Star Wars and Disney fandom. And from time to time, we'll also be talking about excitement surrounding superheroes, Harry Potter, and other franchises with exciting things going on.
We're going to focus on conventions, the Star Wars celebrations, the D23 Disney, and maybe from time to time Comic-Con if we can get in. We're going to celebrate cosplaying, fan films, Star Wars Disney collectors, anything that really focuses on the active fan and their fandom. We are a platform to show off you and your fandomness.
Oh my gosh. That's so embarrassing.
I thought it was pretty good.
You know what? That was like our third recording though, too.
And we did like three full takes.
Yeah. we did like 3 recordings and they were terrible. Like we had to record over again. And I'm glad we waited and didn't put out our first recording because it was so bad.
Now, coming up on this episode, we're going to take you through the high points and the fun times we had on the Disney Wonder Ship.
The Oneater.
The Oneater.
That's the wonders.
Now, this podcasting cruise was put together by Randy Crane from Stories of the Magic podcast, and we were joined by Chickaphant and Chickaphant's parents, Michael and Michelle, Lance and Debbie Lee Dobersek, Dave Skale, and Sarah, your mom and dad, were there with us as well.
And my aunt and uncle as well.
Uh-huh.
Super cool.
And during the round table, we put on our podcasting tractor beam and sucked in Mia. She was the entertainment hostess for those live shows. And hey, if you're going to be in our grasp, I'm going to pull you in and put a microphone right in front of you. Do you notice who didn't stop by, Sarah? We were on a Disney ship.
We're on a Disney cruise ship, like 24/7.
Who we didn't see was
Secret Squirrel.
Secret Squirrel. No squirrels whatsoever. And I thought, as soon as we start recording, he's going to come on by and shut us down. He's going to take the recorder and throw it in the water. That's what he's going to do. But nope, no secret squirrels. So we got an awesome round table coming up for you Skywalkers.
Absolutely.
All right, with that now.
Jeremy Hunt says Secret Squirrel is afraid of water. That would be why.
Well, there you go.
I love it.
Yeah, he's afraid of international waters, too.
All right, now, as a reminder, on Facebook, if you just joined us, we cannot see your comments. I don't know why, but if you want us to read or see your comments and react to them on the show, head over to the YouTube link, which it should be there in the Facebook group, or it's under me, Sarah Woloski.
But now, let's read some of your earliest Skywalking Through Neverland moments that were posted on our Facebook group and play some voice messages you sent in on
Things We Want to Share.
And we'll also play some more messages later on in the show as well.
Things we want to share. Things we want to share. Things we want to share.
Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
What's going on here?
The lyrics too complicated? Happy anniversary.
We want to give a big shout out to Joey Pittman, who not only shared with us his congratulations, but this is what he wrote. My earliest Skywalking memory was seeing Sarah. I only knew her as Jedi Tink at the time. Post in a Disney group about a new podcast coming out very soon. This podcast would be a Disney and Star Wars themed show that would also include some pop culture. The rest is history.
Thank you, Joey.
Yeah, and you were one of our very first Skywalkers ever, so we're so glad you tuned in.
Yeah, if not the first. Now, Matt Clifton wrote the meetup at Star Wars Weekends and asking Teresa who that nice, friendly couple are.
Aww, that's so cute.
Was he referring to us?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
good.
think so.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
Hey, Richard and Sarah. This is your good friend, Joey Pittman. I just want to say happy 4th anniversary for Skywalking Through Neverland. Man, the last 4 years I've really blown by. It's been a little busy in the Star Wars Disney World ever since you guys started your show. I mean, I remember first listening to it and instantly feeling connected to both you guys and just topics. Being a lifelong Disney and Star Wars fan, Skywalking was definitely I felt the podcast for me. So I take a lot of pride in, being one of the original Skywalkers or vintage Skywalkers, and, even prouder being one of your guys' Facebook administrators, part of a great team with Patty and Donald and Sarah, your mom, and you guys, and just the community and family you guys have put together around your show is just amazing. And I mean, we're family. I mean, we got family, from California to Florida to up north to Australia and everywhere. And that's because of you guys, your hard work, your tireless work. And it really shows. I mean, you guys are just as fresh and crisp as since day one. I got so many memories. I mean, none of them top the first celebration in Anaheim where you guys had the podcast show and so many Skywalkers came together for the first time. But I'm actually going to pick meeting you guys for the first time at the Avengers inaugural half marathon. We're, been Facebook friends and stuff, but that was the first time we met in person. And hearing you guys on the show, you're so energetic and just kind and real. And then meeting you guys, the exact same thing. And, that I always told people, I'm like, oh, what you hear on the shows, that's how they are. And you guys are great. So here's to another 4 years of awesome podcasting. Thanks again. Love being part of it, being part of the family. And I always remember to never land on Alderaan.
Now, Reynold Gobiel, he wrote, my earliest memory is walking into your panel in Anaheim and was hooked ever since. I even went back to listen to all the classic Marvel episodes.
Wow, woohoo! Thank you, Reynold, for that.
Aw, Henry says, you guys are such pros, like you've been doing it a decade. Aw, thank you. This next one comes from Jeremy Hunt of the Hunt family. He writes, our first Skywalking Through Neverland memory was before we knew there was a Skywalking Through Neverland. It was at Star Wars weekends, and our girls were in line to meet Ashley in Darth Maul. Richard and Sarah were right in front of them in the line. And of course, we noticed the Jedi Tink, but had no idea who they were at the time. Oh, that's exciting. I believe I remember you guys. We talked with you, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we talked.
I do believe that. So would that be BSTN? Before Skywalking Through Neverland?
I think so.
Oh, the dark times in podcasting.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Hi, this is Michelle Cannon. I am one of the parental units for Chickaphant, and I just want to wish my friends at Skywalking Through Neverland a happy 4th anniversary. I'm so excited to be on the podcast cruise with them. Their podcast is awesome. It is so family friendly. We tell everyone. We even told the people 2 doors down from us, and they actually downloaded the episodes before the boat left. So that is awesome. One of my fond memories is actually when Chickaphant got to meet Sarah and Richard. I think the looks on their face at first were a little concerned. And then they were like, oh my God, this is the world's best chicken. So you guys, we love you to death. Thank you so much, and keep podcasting. And by the way, never land on Alderaan.
All right, now let's hear from Brian Sims, one of our new group admins. And he writes, summer of 2015, I'm such a noob. I used to walk the halls of Comic-Con and Celebration alone or with 1 or 2 longtime friends. I always looked at the groups of people having fun like the 501st and the Rebel Legion with such admiration. These people are having so much fun together, I thought. But after Celebration 2015, I made an effort to learn more, and podcasts were introduced to me by some amazing authors. The first podcast I ever listened to was Skywalking Through Neverland, number 86, in July of 2015. So for the 100th time, thank you, Adam and Trisha, for telling me about Skywalking Through Neverland and Fangirls Going Rogue.
Aww.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian.
And now Bryn writes, I remember meeting you guys at Friday Kungaloosh and thinking, oh, these guys are so positive and fun. And then she decided to tune in. So thank you, Bryn.
Well, thank you. All right, Margaret Mays, she writes, I started with, I think, episode 48. I had met Donald Wicks at the Rancho Obi-Wan Gala in 2014 and listened to his wrap-up on the show.
This is fun. Everyone's sharing their comments of when they met us.
What did Christopher Marino just say?
He says, I met you guys at D23 in 2015 in the Pandora line. Wow, we really talked up our show when we're at these conventions.
We're always branding.
Yeah.
Get the t-shirts on, handing out buttons. And
hey, it works, right?
Well, yeah, apparently it did.
Hey, Sarah and Richard. I cannot believe it's been 4 years. But it shouldn't surprise me or anybody else really, because you guys have such energy and positive vibes. You bring your own flair, pixie dust, and style to fandom. We love you being part of Star Wars. We love what you do. So happy 4th anniversary from the whole team on Hyperspace Theories podcast, and of course from Fangirls Going Rogue.
Aww. And Carl Nordstrom had said earlier that he saw us at 2015 Anaheim and was too shy to come up to us and say hi. Oh, Carl.
Oh, please, if anyone ever sees us, come on over. And
yes.
Some people are very shy.
But we have buttons.
We have buttons, good conversation piece. And if we sense that you're shy, we'll just barrel into a conversation ourselves, and we'll make it easy for you.
Richard's good at that.
Yeah. Well, so were you, sweetie. So were you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I compliment people's shoes or their nails. Look at the nails.
Yes.
Aren't they amazing?
If you're a girl and just say the word fashion, and Sarah is off and running.
They glow in the dark.
Yeah,
They glow in the dark.
She's wearing her new Star Wars nail wraps.
Yes, Jamberry nail wraps.
Yeah.
They have Star Wars ones now. Join the Skywalkers. We have buttons. Oh my God. I'm going to write that down.
That's awesome. Thank you, Joey, for that. All right, Sarah, with that, let's get into the round table we recorded at the end of the cruise. Oh, hold on. You know what? During the round table discussion, there was one story we forgot to tell.
Oh.
And that is the Great Balloon Fiasco.
Oh, yes. Oh my goodness.
Go ahead and lead us into this.
Okay. So we were going to go on September 16th to go down to San Diego to go to the cruise, basically. And that day was the second day that we had Halloween at Disneyland. So Richard and I, we had to go to Disneyland to pick up a gift card. And so we decided that morning of the 16th, before we drove down to San Diego, we would head to Disneyland and get the gift card, maybe take some pictures of Halloween stuff, like the Cars Land Halloween stuff is amazing. So we were super excited about that. So we went, and then what happened?
Well, you saw the big bouquet of balloons.
Yes.
And you thought, we have never, ever bought a Disneyland balloon.
And they were Halloween balloons. We have it.
Yes, we do. Okay, you keep talking.
Okay,
I'll go get it.
Yeah. So basically, I saw this Halloween balloon. I'm like, okay, you know what? I think we should get a balloon, because if you think about it, you're doing a meetup with a bunch of people and you're in big crowds that are gathering to get on the boat, and then maybe later for parties on the boat. I figured, let's have this Halloween balloon that I can take around and people will see it and know where we are, right? I thought that was like the perfect thing for the whole cruise. And then when we weren't using it for meetups, we could have it in our cabin as Halloween decoration. Because
like when you see the big groups at Disneyland or Disney World or any Disney park, and someone with a flag saying, here we are.
Yeah, so I was like,
a homing beacon.
Let's get in the spirit of Halloween here. So we finally got our balloon.
All right, cut to the
next
boarding
morning
on to the Disney Wonder ship.
Yes.
And suddenly we're stopped at TSA.
Yep.
Is that what you call it, TSA?
Yep.
The metal detectors, the security guards.
Yes.
And they said, excuse me, man, you can't bring that on.
Yeah.
And I thought they meant
my wings.
Your Jedi Tink wings. I thought, oh no, it's on. You know what? I thought we weren't going to be hassled by Secret Squirrel.
Secret Squirrel.
Nope. Here they are right here. They're not even waiting until we get on the ship. They're going to hassle us right here. But they didn't mean the wings. They meant the balloon. Which, if you think about it, makes sense.
A balloon, marine life. They didn't want it to interfere.
If it
exactly.
Popped and went overboard,
right,
the dolphins would eat it and they would choke.
Yeah, it would be bad. Bad news bears. So we understood, and they said, usually for crying kids, we give them a stuffed animal. And we're like, well, bring on the stuffed animal.
Yeah, we'll break down in tears right now.
Yeah. So we got a mini Olaf. Little stuffed animal,
stuffed Olaf,
so that I could take that on the cruise, and we left our balloon at TSA there at the port.
They traded one for the other. It was like one of those back alley handoffs.
Yes.
Here's the balloon. Here's Olaf.
Yes.
But they said, if you want, we can tag it, and when you come back, you can pick it up. But usually you get one or the other. You can get it back when you come back, or you get the free Olaf. You can't have both.
Right.
Well, no, we weren't going to give back Olaf. So we kept Olaf, and then cut to the very end of the cruise. We get off, go to the service desk, and guess what's waiting for us?
Our balloon!
It's right there. Look, and it's still happy and healthy and bouncing.
Know.
And I thought they were going to say, okay, now you have your balloon, hand us back Olaf. And, that's not going to happen.
They didn't mention it at all.
Nope.
So now we have Olaf and a balloon.
And that's our great balloon fiasco story. All right, Sarah, with that, let's get into the round table we recorded at the end of the cruise with Randy Crane, Norma and Peter Heitman, Lance Dobersek, David Skale, and Michael and Michelle, or better known as the legal guardians of the Chickaphant. So I got to start off by saying I'm very proud of myself, for not once did I mention the name Oneater as the name of this ship.
That is true.
The Oneaters. That's wonders.
Yeah, I resisted so many times. Wonder, Oneater. Oh, I've got to do it. I've got to do it. But I resisted. But for the rest of the day, I will be calling this ship the Oneater.
That's wonders.
All right. I feel much better about this now.
Good.
All right. Now, let's cut back to last week. What was the one thing before the cruise that we were really looking forward to on this ship? Let's go with the Chickaphants.
All right. Hey, this is Michelle, part of the Chickaphant family. Honestly, the one thing I was looking forward to is meeting new Skywalkers.
Woo!
That's a little plug also for you guys. So there you go.
Okay, so other than the meeting the Skywalkers, which is a high priority on everyone's list, I know, what was some of the activities on this ship that you were looking forward to?
I was looking forward to brunch on Palo. I know that sounds terrible, but it's true. I was actually looking forward to seeing new ports that we've never been to before. So that was kind of fun.
All right. Michael Chickaphant.
Well, thank you. Yes, this is Michael Chickaphant's dad. I was going to go with the ports as well, since we normally sail out of Port Canaveral. We've seen so much of that, those different ports. So it was nice to go to Ensenada and Cabo San Lucas because that's completely new to us. So that was a really neat pleasure. But additional to that was the Halloween costume party for the adults last night because we're not quite late people. Chickaphant turns in a little bit early sometimes, and so we really don't do that every time we've done the Halloween cruises, so it was nice to do it again this time.
Nice. All right, Lance.
Yeah. This is Lance, and what I was really looking forward to was getting on board to see the design of the ship. And I had heard so much great things about the details and just really what was all on board design-wise, and just blew away my expectations. So it was great.
Okay, good deal.
All right.
Peter Heitman, everyone.
Yes, this is Peter, if you didn't know that before this.
All right, everyone sit down now. Sit down.
All right. Anyhow, what I was looking forward to mostly is we've been on a couple of cruises before. And, of course, Sarah, our daughter, and son-in-law hadn't been on a cruise with us. So, number one was seeing them relax away from their normal environment where they didn't have technology 100%, 24/7, that they had to deal with. So it was really nice to see them come out and relax. So that was number one.
What does that say about us?
They work hard, folks.
Keep going.
And secondly, of course, it was just to be on this ship with some great people that some of which we've met before, others are new, of course. And the other was, and Norma will talk to this, her sister was with us. So. Anyhow, go ahead, your turn.
Okay, this is Norma, and yes, I concur with Peter. I was so glad to share the cruise with Sarah and Richard and see them relax. But at like a last minute, I had invited my sister, and because she never takes a vacation, and she came, and it was great to see them unfold and relax. And it was so great to be with so many people, and I didn't have to do one dish. I didn't have to cook, and I didn't have to clean up.
And thank you for that. All right, Randy Crane, everybody.
All right, this is Randy, and I've got to say, the two things I was most looking forward to were bringing my almost 2.5-year-old daughter on her first cruise and seeing the characters. Looking forward to her seeing the characters, but I was looking forward to it, too. I love that part of being on cruises, on Disney cruises, and so it's been really fun to be able to do that. And that probably more than anything else is what I wanted to look forward to.
How did she like it?
She's loved it. She's done really well, and oh my goodness, she loves seeing the characters, especially Ariel. We even saw Ariel last night, and we walked up, and Ariel said, "It's so good to see you again. Thanks for coming back to see me." And she's just over the moon when things like that happen. So, it's been great.
Yeah, it's precious when you can capture those moments on an iPhone now, whereas when I was growing up, we barely had a phone.
Right.
Which didn't record any video.
Yeah, exactly. So, in fact, I even got a video of as we wrapped up the princess greeting on our first sea day. And we had gone back twice to see Ariel. And then we were just sort of hanging out off by guest services. And as Ariel was leaving, she saw Adara and waved to her. And Adara got up and came over and gave her another hug. And then they walked down the hallway by Triton's holding hands. And I ran in front and got video of that as they were walking.
So seeing how her whole life is wrapped up in Disney, does she get the whole idea that this is Disneyland on a boat?
Pretty much. I mean, as we've been talking about it, every time we talk about the cruise coming up or I ask her, do you know what day it is today? It's Disney Wonder Day. That's right, sweetie. Yes, it is. She's going to be so just devastated tomorrow afternoon. What do you mean there's not music playing everywhere I go? And
There's not princesses fawning over me?
Right.
Mommy, Daddy, my life is so disappointing now.
Yeah, it's all downhill from here.
Since she's not here right now, what's been one of her highlights?
Besides meeting the characters, I think one of her highlights has been being on the water. Like being out when we were on the glass bottom boat yesterday for the excursion. She was really enjoying that. And she just loves being out where there's the movement. And I asked her when we were on the boat, I said, see how close we are to the water right now. Do you like being this close to it, or do you like being up higher? And looking, she said, I like being up higher. And so even when we were in port, she looked out at the water and she looks around for a minute, and then she looked at me and she said, that's a good amount of water.
So she's 2.5 going on 21, 22.
Yeah. So she's loving the water.
Yeah, I love the fact that she'll come over to my shirt and Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Princess Leia, or like Sarah's Ewok purse and go Wicket. I know you're her dad, but it makes me very, very proud.
Good. I'm glad that it makes you proud.
Nice. All right. Dave Skale, ghost host Dave Skale, Rebel Spy Dave Skale.
This is Dave Skale. I was looking forward to driving the boat, but apparently after 3 stern talking tos, I wasn't supposed to be up there. But the trip isn't over yet.
All right, so that's your disappointments.
Now, yeah.
Let's go back in time to last week. What was the one thing you were really looking forward to?
I was looking forward to not working.
Oh, there you go. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
All right. Sarah.
It's hard for me to think now, having experienced it, like what was I looking forward to most? I think I was looking forward to seeing a lot of the characters in costume. Actually, I think I was looking forward to dressing up and like the dress-up night and the Jedi,
It's too bad you didn't have a job where you can do stuff like that.
I know. The Halloween night and the other... Yeah, so I think that was what I was looking forward to, and seeing what other people were going to wear. Now, it having done it, I think what I liked most has changed. So, but we'll get into that. What about you, Richard?
Well, I love the fact that all you guys are here, and I'm not just saying that, but the Chickahants came from Florida, Doberseks came from Minnesota, Wisconsin, and there's Lance over here who's representing he and his wife. Yes, because he's still sleeping.
She's sleeping off that big win last night.
Yes. And Peter and Norma, who come from everywhere at this point. And Randy came all the way from Southern California.
The sacrifices I made.
Yes. So it's great to have everyone here, because when we were first planning this, we thought, oh, it's a cruise. Who's gonna? Aside from the Chickaphants, who else is gonna make it? Yeah, I know this wasn't a cheap or easy. So anyone who didn't make it, well, we're thinking about you and gonna try to post as much as we can as if you were here. But seeing everyone in person once again is so much fun. But other than that, I gotta say it's Halloween night. Halloween night.
That's what you were looking forward to most?
That's what I was looking forward to the most. Right. And when we booked this cruise, we didn't know about Halloween night.
No, we didn't know.
I think it was Michelle and Michael who said, hey, by the way, or was it you, Randy, who said, by the way, it's going to be a Halloween tie-in.
Halloween on the high
I'll give everyone credit, okay?
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that.
And my excitement level went from like an 11 to like 11 million. And it was just so much fun doing the Halloween activities. And just, I wanted to see that tree, the big Halloween tree when you come onto the ship, because Dave Parfit and family had come onto the ship beforehand and posted a ton of pictures of the tree. It's like, I got to see that tree. I can see the tree and just make a U-turn and leave the ship, and I'd be happy. So the whole Halloween theme was what I was looking forward to the most. All right, now let's talk about the high points. Now that we're here, we're a day and a half away from ending our cruise. So as of now, what has been the high points of the cruise?
Anybody want to jump in?
Well, I'll just jump in and continue on Halloween. I was really blown away both Halloween night, all the kids and the adults, how dressed up they were and how into character they got. And then I was really blown away last night at the costume contest, the creativity in the costumes. That was just amazing.
All right. Lance, what was your cruise highlight as of now?
For me, the cruise highlight definitely came across from the service, across the board. And, especially our room attendant, just all the little character animals that get left in the room every night by way of various towel formations. But then also my wife and I, we were celebrating our 5-year anniversary. And thank you. And that was, we had a chance to, one of the excursions was swimming with dolphins that we did. And that was just literally magical to do that. So that was our high point for sure.
For anyone who doesn't know, that's something that's not
off
on
the ship.
The ship, but off the ship. And tell
Correct.
us a little bit about the swimming with the dolphins.
Yeah, one of the great things about the excursions that happen off the ship, you get to kind of see a little bit more of the countryside and meet some more of the people. And the facility that it was set up at was just great, and you got to swim in the ocean water and just really have a real one-on-one encounter with dolphins and literally swim with them. And
How many?
there were two. There were two that our group was with. That the trainer gave out commands, fed them very well for doing their little tricks and that, but just a real easy experience, and just like I said, a lot of fun, and just just how really gentle and just animated the dolphins were, and so it really stood out for us. So that was phenomenal.
Yeah, and well worth the money, I would imagine.
Yes, very much. And
that's good to know. And that was at Cabo San Lucas.
Yes.
That was that excursion.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, we saw that, the opportunity to do it, but we thought it was going to be out in the ocean.
Okay.
And as I always say, that's their territory out there.
Exactly. Well, one of the things was in the kind of they have a kind of not it's not a tank, but it's kind of sectioned off a little bit from the ocean, but it's letting a lot of ocean water, ocean life in, and so you're seeing some pretty unique creatures kind of buzzing by you.
So. Okay.
All right.
So it was good though.
Awesome. All right, Michael.
I'm sorry.
No, I was going to ask, were you in scuba gear, or is this just swimming in like a tank?
It was kind of like, I don't want to call it a tank, but it was a platform, and so and you're wearing a life vest, obviously, and but yeah, but no, you didn't have scuba gear. You just had your swimming trunks and a life vest.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
I once saw on The Simpsons that a dolphin was balancing Homer Simpson on his nose. Is that just fictional?
Well, somehow.
Did that happen to you? Let's just cut to the
Yes,
chase.
in a way. There was this one great thing they had where they'd have you go out in the water. You have kind of get in a Superman position. Your feet are down, and the two dolphins come up behind you, and each one takes you by their nose, pushes you with their on your feet, on the back of your feet.
Okay. Wow.
And if you lift your hands up like Superman. You literally are gliding on the water.
Oh my God! You have video or a picture of this?
It's on the DVD that they provide at the end.
We need to see that.
Yeah, we do. Get a screenshot of that or post
amazing,
it on the group page.
Yeah. So it's like, and some people, like my wife especially, she just loved it, and so she was just like gliding on the water, and it was really phenomenal.
See, if they had shown video of that, definitely would have done that.
Yeah.
So
maybe your
it was
next
great,
cruise.
Yeah. That's marketing right there. All right, Michael.
I was going back to the service. One of the things that, since Michelle and I have been on a few of these cruises, love about the serving team is if you ask for anything, they're going to get it if it's possible. If it's something that's being offered that night, they'll try to find it for you. And so for the person who's not here, it was with Randy's family, Tara, on day one, ordered all of the desserts. She wanted to try every dessert on the dessert menu for that night. And sure enough, she gets like 5 or 6 plates. Each dessert comes out so she can try each one and then finish whichever one she loved the most. So again, that's the kind of service. And to see someone who's never been on a cruise get to experience that and just see how happy she was and shocked to see 6 plates of desserts in front of her on the first night. It's just fun to see that for people who haven't been on the cruises, to see that and get that kind of experience with the serving team.
Okay. Randy, how about yourself? A high point of the cruise?
Well, besides the ones that I mentioned, going along with my expectations, I think the high point was actually going over the scavenger hunt this morning, because I was a little nervous about putting it together and hoping that it would be something that everybody would enjoy, whether it was their first cruise or their 11th cruise or anything in between. And so to actually be able to have the feedback this morning as we were going over the answers was really cool. I was really glad.
Yeah, and all the infighting we'll cut out later on.
Right.
I got that answer. No, that answer's wrong. No, you didn't look at subsection 27 of the manual that was never handed out.
And when I saw Michelle slip Randy $5,
Dave. Shh.
Well, and it's an audio podcast, so nobody saw the blood either, right?
Good. Yeah, this is a full-service cruise, so they'll clean that up, too. Yeah, yeah.
Like I told you earlier, I didn't pay a deposit for this.
Oh, all right, good. So afterwards, we're going to trash the place. All right. Any other high points? Michelle?
Since the Chickafants don't have children, my high point was the Cadillac Lounge. They served classic cocktails. We also did a mixology class with Sarah, so that was really fun to be able to sit down and just relax and have some nice drinks.
5 mini cocktails.
She was so excited. She's like, this was only $20. And we're like, yes. And I'm really actually looking forward to seeing everyone tonight at Tiana's Place. I cannot wait. The restaurant is phenomenal. The food is great, and we get live jazz. So I cannot wait for the excitement this evening.
All right. David Skale?
Got to enjoy a good show. And they've had some really nice productions here, the entertainment. Just all the way around, you see a lot of high-quality performers doing their thing, and you got to respect that.
Yeah. That's, for me, the high point was, like you, seeing the shows. And there were so many fun game shows. There was a comedian. There was the Moon Jays, who did a great Moonrays, yes, who are based out of Los Angeles and do a lot of shows in Long Beach.
Yeah, they're like a barbershop quartet.
Yeah, so we give them a whole playlist. Just go to the Monkeys, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones, and go through each of the songs, do a cappella, and we're good. So they were very receptive to ideas, and what we wanted to hear, just email them, and next time they're in Long Beach, if they can put it together, the songs we wanted to hear. So great, and they knew a lot of Monkey songs, so they've got fans right over here, even if I can't say their name correct. Moonrays. So I'm sure we'll be doing a Skywalker meetup at some point, because that was yeah. They're very good. They're very personable. It's very doo-woppy, 1950s, 60s.
We got to dance too.
Yeah,
it was dress-up night. Yeah, so we danced.
Yeah, exactly. Now the only downside of the show is they're really short. They're only 30 minutes in length. So just when you're really getting into it, it's goodbye, everybody.
Yeah.
So are there any shows?
Well wait.
What?
Have everyone shared their high points?
Okay.
Yeah,
Peter.
All right. I would say our high point is our room with the veranda. That was really awesome. You slide that door open, and you're on this little balcony area with a big open area, porthole, yeah, overlooking the ocean, whether we're in port or underway like today. It's really, really comfortable. And the other was having our brunch instead of dinner at the Palo restaurant. That was, just really exquisite.
Yeah, if you want to talk about service.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Palo's amazing.
Yeah, that server, he wasn't
Sasha,
even real.
was it? Yeah, right.
Sasha, yeah. He was like a robot, like from Westworld, just programmed to the nth level of service.
And there was good coffee there.
Yes.
Yes. There's not many downsides of this ship.
The
but
coffee.
Wow, that coffee. Can that even be clarified as coffee?
No.
In some states, that would be clarified as illegal. All right.
Did you have a high point, Mom?
I think I gave
You did it? Okay. All right, well, I have not done my high point yet. I love the shows, love Palo. I loved going off of your veranda room because you had the best room. So you had the veranda where you open up the door, you can hear the ocean, So we would have 5 o'clock happy hour in your room.
Yes, indeed.
We'd all meet before dinner, and we all brought bottles of wine, so that was pretty fun. And I know the Chicaphants got a complimentary...
And we brought some Prosecco. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, Disney Cruise Line.
Exactly.
And the fact that they only charged half price for their drinks was great, too. It was a family discount.
So that was fun. But I think my ultimate favorite is just the whole ambiance of the ship and the convenience of being in one room while you move around. And so, like, in the mornings, I was getting up earlier than Richard, and so I would just go up on the deck and walk around and watch the sunrise and do a little jog, and it was amazing just to, like, explore and then know that you just had your room. And I took Richard out this morning to do that too. So I think my favorite part is just the freedom that the cruise ship gives you to just do your own thing.
Well put.
Yeah. Sarah, do you know what I thought your high point would be?
What?
The music everywhere.
Oh.
Like you walk down the hall and you're hearing music. You're in the atrium. It's everywhere.
Yeah. It is fun, but I honestly like Deck 4 where there's no music playing and you just hear the ocean. Honestly. It's like natural music.
Didn't see that curveball coming.
No. I know, but it is fun. Like when you're going up and down the stairs, you're like, oh, it's like this morning we heard something from Moana.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is perfect, because you're on the ocean, you're on the Pacific, you're from Moana. So, yeah.
This is Peter. And another part I enjoyed of the ship is just the cleanliness. I mean, everywhere you looked, it looked like it was freshly varnished if it was all the teak wood.
It was.
In a lot of cases, we saw the signs up said, beware, fresh paint and everything else. And every corner you looked, there was, it was just spick and span, clean. And you saw people day in and day out maintaining it as people were enjoying their freedom on the ship. So as a customer, it was just top notch.
But more than that, they insisted that you have to be clean too before you can touch anything.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Dave, explain that one.
Everywhere you go, their crew is sitting there staring at you, holding wet naps, saying, you must use this before you can move.
And the hand washing station outside of Cabanas is great.
I love that. Love it.
They give you a wet nap to wipe your hands before you can wash them in the hand washing station.
And you notice no one got sick?
No.
Everyone is clean.
Yes.
Yeah, and going on with the crew, no matter who it is, whether it be the captain or someone varnishing the handrails, if they make eye contact with you, they will stop. How's your day? How's everything going?
Right.
Well, this morning when I was leaving breakfast, all of a sudden someone called my name, Norma. And I turned around, I thought it was my sister, and it was... Soroya. And she gives me a big hug. How are you? I mean,
she loves you.
Yeah, but that was totally...
That's one of our servers.
Yeah, that was above and beyond. Here I was already leaving. She could have thought, oh, I'm tired at 7:30. I just got up, but went out of her way to, track me down. And, yeah.
I don't know how Disney does it, but that's consistent. The human resources, the effort they put into that at the parks and on this ship and wherever else you find Disney, it's just top notch.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give a huge shout out to our man Vesco, who is the head waiter.
Yes.
He is the customer service go-to guy. He would always ask us, is there anything else we could do? We mentioned, this could be improved a little bit. Within minutes, bam. All right. So, who wants to talk about those game shows? Sarah, tell us about the game shows we did last night on Halloween night.
Oh, well, yeah, it's kind of fun. This adult area has like 3 different areas. So right now we're sitting in the Azure Lounge, and then there's the Crown and Fin Pub, which looks like a 50s. Well,
it's like an English pub. It's a classic English pub.
Yeah, the Crown and Fin Pub, and then there's the other one,
Cadillac Lounge.
Thank you, Cadillac Lounge, which has like Cadillac things. It's so fun. So it's all in this area. They have these fun trivia for adults only things, and last night they had the snippets. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's called snippets, and so they would play snippets of like TV themes, movie themes, and just other random sounds, and you'd have to guess
sound effects, animal effects.
Yeah, you'd have to guess what it was, and they split the room in 2, and then had 3 representatives from each side come up. And it just so happened that the 3 of our representatives on our side were you, Richard, me, and Michael of Chickaphant. So,
what are the team names?
the other team was Saved by the Bell. And I was like, oh man, I like Saved by the Bell, but
we got Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, my favorite.
That's right. So we basically kicked.
We kicked some Carlton.
Yeah,
there you go.
And what was kind of fun during that game is that, since we were winning so much, they go, okay, the next points are now worth 200 points to try to let the other team catch up.
Yeah.
And they would get caught up almost with us, and she goes, okay, and then we'd get to 1,000 points ahead of them. Okay, the next question is worth 1,000 points, trying to help the other team out. But it was, you could tell there was some competition in the room.
Oh, yeah.
But we had a great time. It was definitely us. There was. Yeah.
Yes, there's competition on our team to see who could get the most points for our team.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, it's amazing how fast I know some people don't like trivia because your mind will go blank.
Right.
Me, no exception. But when you hear a snippet of a TV theme song, your brain knows what it is. It may not know exactly what the name of it is, but you know you've heard it. So you hit the button, and you have 2 seconds to think of the name. Yes. Yeah. You know, how many times have we heard the Seinfeld theme, the bass line notes?
Yep. Oh, we know that. I think my favorite question was when they played the first opening chords to Phantom of the Opera. Yeah. All I needed was that one chord, and I was like, Phantom of the Opera.
I was very ashamed that I missed the Sound of Music question, but
it sounded tinny or something.
It was very muffled.
Yes.
So even when they played it out, it's like I still don't hear it.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. Some of the obscure things they were talking about happened to be songs that we were just talking about, like earlier that day or the day before.
Pop culture.
Yes.
We had a leg up, but needless to say, we won that round.
True.
Come on.
Oh, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
Let's take a quick Disney Cruise roundtable break to hear some more messages from the Skywalkers.
And let's start off with Leah Bowski, and she writes, in May of 2015, I drove cross-country from California to Maine and was looking for some fun Star Wars podcasts to listen to. You guys kept me entertained through a good part of the drive.
Hello, I'm Jeremy.
I'm Heather.
I'm Cheney. And I'm Sophia.
And we are the Hunt family, and we are currently standing in the Italy Pavilion of Epcot. And we wanted to say
Happy 4th anniversary
to Skywalking Through Neverland, and to say thank you very much to Richard and Sarah for building not only a great podcast, but a great community. Many of our real-life friends have come as a result of listening to and meeting people through the show. We love you guys. Thank you.
All right, and Martin Keeler, he wrote, I started to SWAT, as I do, in readiness for my first celebration.
All right, this just in.
Okay.
I guess SWAT is an English thing, means study.
And it's spelled SWOT.
Okay.
Okay,
so you're starting to study.
Yes.
In readiness for his first celebration. That makes sense now.
And here he continues. I read and listened to so much stuff. However, after that, I only listen to 3 now. This podcast, the Skywalking Through Neverland community, and Richard and Sarah have become a part of my life now, and for that, I will always be grateful.
Well, thank you very, very much there, Martin.
Hey, Richard and Sarah. It's Martin here from over in the UK, just wishing you a happy 4th anniversary. I can't believe I've been listening for 4 years now. It's just been an honour to have been on the occasions I have, and thank you for all the help you gave with Cantina. See you soon, and look forward to another 4 years.
Now, Anthony Caucus says, hey, guys, you gotta love that. Happy 4th podcast anniversary.
Aww.
Podcast anniversary, I like that.
I like that.
To Richard Wolosky and Sarah Wolosky. You have created an amazing community that we are all very grateful to be part of. Thank you for the wonderful and exciting content that you put out every week. I'm looking forward to the next year of shows. Good luck.
Thank you, Anthony.
Hi there, Richard and Sarah of Skywalking Through Neverland. This is your pal, Alan R. Ryan, all the way from the Gold Coast of Australia, host of Ozfans Radio Network. I want to wish you two both a very happy anniversary, a podcast anniversary. That's right, Skywalking Through Neverland. This is your anniversary. I've got to say, this is my amazing place to come to when it is all about Star Wars and Disney. That's right, I love it. I love it. Every week I get that dose of amazing insight into Star Wars or the family-friendly fun of Disney, all from your amazing podcast. From all of us here in Australia, I just want to say thank you for giving us that amazing place to come to have fun each week, and, if anything, to get involved in this amazing group of Skywalkers. Thank you so much, and I'll look forward to another 10 years of this amazing podcast, and even more.
And Jennifer Van Essendelft just wrote, you guys helped me through some rough times and y'all mean so much to me. I feel like I have a whole other family. Nice.
All right, Bill Medea writes, wow. What started out as an elite group of listeners has grown into a massive gathering of friends with an enormous love of fandom. In those years, we've had only 2 new Star Wars movies, with a third almost here. We're starting the 4th season of Rebels. Disney has started turning their animated classics into live-action films. The Marvel Cinematic Universe continues to get stronger, and a Star Wars Land will be opening soon.
Bill continues by saying, keeping us all informed about all of it is still one of the best podcasts out there, Skywalking Through Neverland. Thanks again, Richard and Sarah, for all that you guys do.
Nice.
Aww.
Hey, Skywalking Through Neverland. This is Donald Wicks, and I just want to say congratulations to Richard and Sarah on 4 years of such an amazing podcast. You guys have created something so wonderful and amazing, and I am so thankful to be a part of it, even in my small way. And I look forward to the next many years of the great content and excellent interactions that we all have with you throughout the years to come.
Now, John Liang says, 4 years ago, the only podcast of any kind I was listening to was Star Wars Bookworms with Aaron Goins and Teresa Delgado. I listened via my Apple TV, which in those days showed other related podcasts at the bottom of the screen. Skywalking Through Neverland was always one of those. After Star Wars Celebration Anaheim in 2015, which I didn't attend, but watched the live stream in which there were podcast interviews, one of which was Richard and Sarah.
We were Oh, that's right. Outside the podcast room, we were with StarWars.com.
Oh,
remember?
Matt Martin. Right, okay.
When he was with StarWars.com.
Oh.
Now I remember that.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Well, good. And then he continues, and in the run-up to The Force Awakens, I started listening to a bunch more podcasts and eventually settled on Bookworms, Skywalking Through Neverland, and Toshi Station. The thing they all had and have in common is they share both a male and female point of view. I guess I like that dynamic. In the past year, I've added Fangirls Going Rogue to my list, along with Beltway Banthas, with which I've become involved as a contributing producer.
That's exciting.
Well, it's exciting to hear how people got into Skywalking Through Neverland. And most of it was at Star Wars Celebration Anaheim.
Exactly, meeting us at various events and stuff. So that's cool.
Hey, Skywalkers. This is Michael, Chickaphant's dad. Just wanted to wish Skywalking Through Neverland a wonderful anniversary. Michelle and I and Chickaphant have been listening since about 2014. We saw your shirts at one of the first Rebel Force Radio meetups, and we didn't go up and introduce ourselves because we're still a little shy at that point in the whole podcasting world, but we said, let's go check that podcast out when we got home, downloaded it, been loving the show ever since. Sarah and Richard, you do a great job. Everyone involved in the Skywalking family that you bring on, from Dave Scale to Margaret Carey, all of you, Jocasta, Drew, all of that crew, and of course, all of the Skywalkers we've met through the different meetups. We just love the fact that you have created such a great family of friends that we've gotten to meet some, and some we still haven't met, but we feel like we have a great family out there, the Facebook group as well. And again, bringing us on the cruise, inviting us to be a part of this first Skywalking Through Neverland cruise with Stories of the Magic. And we're standing right here beside the pumpkin tree celebrating Halloween. So it's a great, great, great family, and we're very, very lucky to be a part of it and thankful for that. So shout out to all of the Florida Skywalkers who couldn't be here. Chickaphant family was here representing all of you as best we can. So you were in our hearts and in our thoughts. So hopefully you enjoyed the show when we were able to pull that together. And I'm sure Richard and Sarah will do a wonderful job. And again, many, many great years of Skywalking Through Neverland ahead of us. Looking forward to tons of Disney news, Star Wars news, Marvel news, anything and everything. We know we're going to get it from Richard and Sarah. So thanks again to the wonderful family that's out there and everyone involved. You're great. We're glad to be a part of it. And the Chickaphants are signing off. Thank you very much and happy anniversary.
Well, that was very sweet. Now let's get back into our roundtable discussion with Randy Crane, Norma and Peter Heitman, my parents, Lance Dobersek, Dave Skale, and Michael and Michelle, Chickaphant's parents. With a special drop-in guest, Mia, the Disney Wonder Entertainment Show hostess.
We did another show. Oh, the 80s music trivia.
Lance, would you like to tell us about 80s trivia?
Well, my wife Brenda Lee isn't here to talk about this, but she is an extreme 80s junkie, and she grew up in that time and knows about everything. And I can attest to the fact that there's always 80s music constantly in the house. And so last night was an 80s music trivia at Crown and Finn pub, and that was, I think, Michael, I think you can attest to her level of expertise.
I mean, they did the same thing as snippets where they'd play like literally a chord or a couple beats of an 80s song, and you had to...
He was all over it.
Yeah, you had to say the name of the song and the artist to get the 2 points per question, and sometimes the movie. Like in the case of Power of Love or something like that.
Yeah, the teams could only be in teams of 4, so it was the Chickaphants and Lance, you and your wife.
And so she was literally writing the information down before the clip even ended. But we did not win officially, only because there was another group that was claimed that they had all the points.
That's my guess.
How did you get 55 out of 52 possible right answers?
Yeah. So, but anyways, I was glad she got to show off her expertise, though. She's been waiting quite a long time for that.
There's no way anyone's gonna come on 80s. Come on, right here, right
Richard,
here.
I know, Richard, you were really good too.
There was one song no one got except for Norma.
Correct.
Yeah, I
Norma.
thought that was I love Jimmy Buffett, and I heard I have several of his albums on my Apple, and so I listen to it when I'm around the house, and I heard that, and I went, I know that. I knew it was Jimmy Buffett, but I was trying to figure out which one of Jimmy Buffett's song, and it just came, like you said before, just came into my brain. Cheeseburger in Paradise.
Yeah.
Cheeseburger in Paradise. And even when I told you guys, I was like, are you sure that's it? And I went, we'll go with the flow. No one else knew it, so.
And that's the one question we did not get.
Yes.
So if Mom had been on your team...
I think we still would have lost because of the cheaters.
Yeah, probably.
Well, and the one reason a lot of people didn't get that Cheeseburger in Paradise, it wasn't a song that was played on the radio a lot. It's just in his collections of songs.
Yeah, it's not into the rotation like Get Into the Groove or Born in the USA. But, honestly, I don't think I've ever heard that song before. I'm not a big Jimmy Buffett fan. If it was the Monkees or Duran Duran, I'm all over it.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. How about some other game shows that we'd seen?
Or any other show.
Well, prior to that, we did Disney Trivia.
Yes.
And I believe we won.
Yes. We won.
And for the folks in the podcast world, you get an awesome lanyard that says winner, and it has a Mickey Mouse logo and says Disney Cruise Line.
Yeah, it's kind of like a plastic medal that you'd get like for Run Disney, only with the Mickey ears and Disney Cruise Line. Yeah.
So that was fun. I think we answered every single question plus the bonus. So yay! Go Chickaphants! Go Skywalking! Woo!
Richard and Sarah were a part of it.
I know, and Richard and Sarah helped out on that
It
too.
was really fun. But it was good because you guys are trivia, like, you've done it a lot, so a lot of the questions are familiar to you.
We love trivia. I think earlier in the cruise we had won, and there's lots of trivia today. So if you're looking at your personal navigator, that one should always keep on handy like I do. Yes, there's trivia all afternoon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Speaking of trivia, does anyone know what her name is?
It's Mia.
Hey, we were just talking about you earlier. We didn't mention you by name, though.
Good things again.
Yes.
As always. Do you want to jump in on this?
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Do we have a question for Mia on here? No.
goodness.
We want to thank you, Mia, because we had some trivia that we had to answer, and because of your tour of the ship,
Yes.
we knew a lot of the answers.
Oh,
Like
that's
the
good.
welding line.
You see, I knew something. I was being honest, I promise.
So, Mia, what exactly is your job title here?
So I'm part of the cruise staff, family entertainment. So we do all the family and the adult entertainment. I'm an entertainment hostess. Yeah, so all the game shows, the bingos, the trivias, the tours, things like that. That's what we do.
As you can tell by the gravelness of her voice, she does a great job of keeping the energy up. And this is like, what, day 15 on the cruise?
No,
Five?
It feels like
Yeah,
day
she's been doing a
15.
lot of screaming. And you've been out there for the big midship shows, right?
Yeah, we do all the shows up on deck 9 as well, the pirate parties, and the Halloween on the high seas as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the shows you've hosted, like the Pirate Night.
Yeah, Pirate Night, so that's one of my favorite nights. It's one of the new shows that we've just recently learned. It's just been refurbished almost. And that was a lot of fun. It's a lot of energy. High energy shows are my favorite because then I get to dance and host and just talk a lot and be the center of attention, which of course we all love.
Yeah.
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 And you've had, what, like 15 costume changes since the beginning?
Pretty much, yeah. We change all the time. We've got a room where we keep our costumes, and we change on a daily basis, whichever shows needs us to change for.
So do you have a favorite costume?
Yes, I do. My Halloween costume is my favorite. So my new costume. So
Was it the superhero one you were wearing yesterday?
yeah, it's like Wonder Woman, but we don't own her yet. So Supergirl.
Yet.
She said yet.
I love that.
Oh, what do you know that we don't know?
Oh, I have no idea. As I said in the innovations class, I hope Harry Potter's next for us, but don't know.
And how long have you been with the Disney Cruise Lines? Where did you start?
October the 3rd will be my 4 years.
And what ship was that?
I started on the Disney Dream. Yeah, so the Disney Dream was my very first ship. For 2.5 years, I was there. I've started off as crew staff. I didn't do the hosting stuff at all, and then went for more auditions and became a host. And now I'm on the Wonder. I've been here almost 2 years as well. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to steal one of your lines. You were one of the original Dream
Girls. Yes. Exactly.
And what does Mia stand for?
Magic in action.
Good job.
And now that you're on the Wonder ship, what are you?
Magic in action, because I can't be Wonder Girl.
Not
Can't be Wonder
yet.
Woman. Not yet.
Not
exactly.
You could be the Oneater girl.
That's the wonders.
There you go.
So on this particular cruise, what's been one of your highlights that you've seen one of the guests go through?
Oh, that's a tough one. I've been loving bingo. I've been on bingo every day. But we've had one gentleman called Bruce. He's been winning bingo every time. And this is his first cruise in 20 years that he's won bingo. And now he's got his lucky red pen. And I'm his lucky little figure that stands by him. And he's been winning every time. So which is really interesting. It's really fun. He's been super excited. And then we've had another gentleman. He's come as the Mad Hatter and his wife as the Cheshire Cat. And they've just been loads of fun. So all the dress ups for Halloween for sure. It's about people dressing up. And the costumes that you see, you can't believe that people are so accurate with their costumes, even the little kids. So that's really, really exciting.
But your favorites were who from yesterday?
The Mad Hatter and the Cheshire Cat, because I'm a little biased. I love Alice in Wonderland, and I love the Mad Hatter.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this again. Who was your favorite costume?
You were my
Cosplayers?
favorite costume.
Okay, all right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good job.
We're heavy on the editing, so we're going to edit your first answer
There you
out.
go.
There you go. All right,
Wasn't
what's
so
been
good.
one of your highlights on this particular cruise?
I really enjoyed my tours that I did because everyone seemed really interested in what I was saying. Sometimes you get tours where people are just kind of walking along and you're like, are they really listening to what I'm saying? But when people are interested in what you're saying and really taking it in, because it's some interesting information, that you don't get to experience unless you go on a tour, and you don't realize there's so much magic hidden behind the scenes. So it's been really fun to do the tours where people actually take it in, learn something, and they're like, wow, Disney really is magical. So it's kind of the purpose of it. So when it makes it, it just makes it a little bit more magical for me too.
So who's been more excited on this particular cruise, the kids or the adults?
The adults. And that happens quite often, especially if we go to the kids' spaces. They're like, we want to go in here. Like, this should be our spaces. So the adults, and they dress up. They're so enthusiastic as well. So it's really great.
So the cast members work like a 30-hour day?
Like 30 hours pretty much.
Yeah. So take us through
25
like your day. What does your day look like? Because you're at every single show.
Yeah, it just depends. It's on a rotation as well. So all the activities that we do, it's on a rotation. So one day I'll be hosting a game show. The next day someone else will be hosting a game show. But usually it starts off in the morning. We'll have Wake Up with Disney Junior, which is a dance party for the kids. Then we'll have an Art of the Theme show tour. We'll go up there and do a tour for the adults. And normally we'll come over to bingo and do some bingo. There's some towel folding every kind of sea day or napkin folding that we do, and we host that. And then we do another tour usually, so usually about 2 a day. And then we have bingo again. We're always needed at bingo. And normally some doors that we do. Otherwise, we'll do game shows in the evening, usually starting from about 7 o'clock and going on till late at night, sometimes 11:30 or 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ever get your tours and game shows mixed up? So you're giving an Art of the Cruise theme show and calling out B12, 1117.
I try not to. I try to think about my tours before I go on to them.
Okay.
Yeah, normally with like the game shows and things, you'll have some time before to actually go over what you're going to say beforehand, because you haven't done it every day or every week. You have to really think about it. Otherwise, you're going to go on stage and be like, blah.
Yeah, as entertainers, we've all been there.
Yeah, exactly. So if you don't think about it, then your words sometimes come out as like mumbo jumbo, and you're like, nobody understands me. Especially from South Africa, I have to really think of some of the words that I would use back in South Africa, and some of the words that they use in the States. Like I say, hold thumbs for good luck. I did that on a tour once, and at the end of the tour, the only question was, what does hold thumbs mean? And it's like crossing your fingers. Now I use it in shows, but little things like that you have to kind of think about before you go out if you're from a different place and a different
And if you want to tell a wandering kid to get off your stage, how would you say that?
Adults, any help out there?
Nice.
That's awesome. Kids want someone.
Any questions for Mia?
Well, Mia, I just want to say thank you to you and the cruise staff. You guys are awesome. I mean, anytime you see us, you're all like, thank you, good morning, hello, I hope you're having a great time. So your energy is just fantastic. So thank you so much. I just want to say that.
That's really fun. Thank you so much. Thanks for saying that. I appreciate it.
Anyone else got any questions for me? She's right here.
I think she's got to go set up bingo.
Yeah, we're not done with the recording yet, so can you hold off bingo till like mid-afternoon?
Exactly. We'll set it up quietly. Well, thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Was that your first podcast? Yeah. Woo! Oh, we'll give one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yay.
All right. Well, this is. She was saying that she's been on many cruises before.
Yeah.
A couple of years into it, but does she hold the record over the Chickaphants?
She probably does, just because she actually works, and we only vacation. So, yes.
Time-wise, what was your first cruise?
Our first cruise was in 2014. For folks that follow the Chickaphant know that we are a chicken family and not a child family. So we were really concerned when we did our first cruise because we have no children. And we found out this is an awesome cruise for children, families, and adults. And then from there, it's now, and this is our 11th cruise.
Wow.
So,
whoa!
And we have 2 more scheduled.
And someone do the math. In 3 years, 11 tours.
Wow.
That's a lot.
It
is.
And one of your ones scheduled is a transatlantic.
That is correct.
cruise.
Next year, we will be married 20 years.
Wow.
So we decided, actually, Michael decided, he's like, I want to do a really long cruise. And I'm like, okay. And so, yes, next May we'll be on the transatlantic. That leaves from Miami and then goes to Barcelona, Spain.
Now, when you cosplay for that one, will you be Bumblebee or Optimus Prime?
Nothing.
That's Transformer.
That's Transformer.
okay,
Wrong show,
okay.
yes. And actually, that cruise itself is not themed. So there's no maritime cruise, no Star Wars cruise. It's just the transatlantic to honestly get the boat across so then they can do their Mediterranean tours. But it'll be nice, 6 days at sea. And then I think there's 6 or 7 ports after. So it'll be nice and relaxing.
Wow. So how does this particular cruise stack up to the rest of your historical cruises?
It's awesome. This is actually the first cruise that we've cruised with a number of people. We do cruise sometimes with some of our friends. But what's been really cool is to come to the opposite side of the country. We've actually never been to San Diego. I mean, we've been to California before. So it was nice to go around San Diego and see some friends and do a Skywalker meetup and then see just ports, as we mentioned earlier, that we've never been to. So we were just happy that when you said we're going to do a podcast cruise, Michael and I turned to each other and we're like, do you want to do it? And he's like, call him up, called up Disney Cruise Line, booked our stuff, and then got a hold of Randy, and then Randy took care of everything from there.
Nice.
Wow, Randy Crane, everybody.
Thank you, Randy Crane. There you go.
So who else has been on a Disney cruise?
I think Randy.
My third.
Oh, okay. Well, how does this stack up to the rest?
Each one has been so different that I'm not sure I can say, just not only in location, but the people I'm with and what I'm doing it for. But I mean, out of 3, this has got to be one of the top ones, right? It's in the top 3 for sure. But no, this has been a really good one. I'm really glad that I've done this one. I'm looking forward to hopefully being able to do it again and maybe doing it again in the same kind of way. I think this has been good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what tips or advice would you give anyone who wants to book a Disney cruise in the future? And that goes for everybody, since we're all veterans of 4-day cruise at this point. But Randy, if people were to come to you and want to book a cruise, what are some of the ins and outs you would tell them? Like you have been telling us for the last couple of months, things to expect and just tips, as opposed to just going to somewhere and they'll give you the broad strokes.
Right. Well, I've done about 2 hours worth of video for the group, and I'm not going to do that to you. There's a lot to say, and even still, I didn't give you everything, did I? There was still things that I would have liked to have shared more of. But the first thing is, obviously, I'll say it's somewhat self-serving, I guess, but book with a travel agent. The Disney Cruise Line is easier than Disney World, but there's still a lot to it. A lot of dates to keep in mind, a lot of sitting on the phone if there's a possible discount that comes out, or trying to make sure that you've got your dining reservations. We were actually on late dining until about 3 days before the sailing. And we were really wanting main dining, and I kept following up and kept checking in and everything, and we got on main dining, like I say, 3 days before the sailing, which is good. I don't think we could have handled an 8:15 dinner. 5:45 is good. I don't know if we could have handled 8:15. So, that's the kind of thing that a travel agent will do for you. As far as actually sailing, talk to people who have done it before to make sure that you can get some information about, not spoiling anything, but maybe if they've had a particular room that they really liked, and or any shore excursions or what they think of the shows, anything like that, to give you the heads up, because most of these things happen once. It's not like you can go back and do it again the next day. And then once you're on the ship, and even in the couple of days leading up to it, do your best to get into that vacation mindset. You don't want to use your vacation trying to get there. You want to use that to really relax. You can do as much or as little as you want on a cruise. And so how busy you are or not busy is totally up to you. There's no expectation. There's no obligation. So one of my biggest tips once you're on the ship is decide how busy or not you want to be, and then just do that. And don't worry about whether anybody else is doing it or not. Just enjoy it. It's your vacation.
You know what? And go ahead and throw yourself a plug here while we're at it.
Thank you. So I'm working through my host agency is Mouse Ear Vacations. So the easiest way to get in touch with me is if you email cruise@storiesofthemagic.com. That'll forward to me. And then I can help you out, answer any questions, give any kind of quote that you might want, and happy to work with you if you want to sail by yourself or put a group together.
Yeah, good deal. All right, so let's wrap it up by having everyone else say, what will you take onto your next cruise, something that you'll remember? Or if someone else were to say, hey, I want to go on a cruise, what kind of advice can you give me? Yeah,
Okay,
top tip.
I think that I would have spent a little more time researching the floor plan online of the layout of the ship, just so I wouldn't have been, quite overwhelmed. And I think.
Doesn't help.
Oh, okay. And then I would have maybe taken a little more time planning my trip. We were just so overwhelmed getting into San Diego and getting set up, but I would have just taken a little more of that time. I enjoyed the cruise immensely, but I knew there were certain things I missed out on because I didn't take that time.
Okay, Peter.
Oh, I've been satisfied every day with what we've accomplished. I suppose we could have been a little more busy. It sounds like we missed a tour of the ship that might have been I might have enjoyed, and I guess
today.
I was going to say, I believe there's some today. Check your daily
I
navigator.
think we're going to go check that out, and I think the first day I didn't really peruse that the daily sheet to really look at it in the detail that was being offered, and that was a mistake that I made, but I just wasn't quite aware that was that was what you needed to do first thing in the morning or just before you went to sleep the night before. So.
Okay, Lance, top tip.
I think don't try to do everything right away. When you step on the ship, there's all these activities, all these places to go, and just remember that you have 3, 4, 5 days to do them all. And they repeat, and they'll be there. They're not going anywhere, and so just take your time and enjoy yourself.
Okay, yeah. Michael Chickaphant.
One of the things I would suggest is be open to meet people. We were with a group, so we're meeting some people we haven't met before, which was nice, but you're also on this cruise, you're going to probably be lounging in a lounge, and someone will come down and sit down next to you, get to know them, have fun. You're going to see these people for however long your cruise is. If it's a 5-day cruise, you're going to probably bump into them again, so you're going to get to know people that way. Michelle and I have gotten to meet our neighbors 2 doors down from Steve and his family, who actually won one of the costume contests last night as Star-Lord and Gamora. So it's just been fun to be able to talk to people and get to know them in just a few brief moments. Just have fun getting to know the other people that are cruising with you.
Okay. Michelle.
I would say make sure you try new things. For example, there's a class at 10:30 for adults, and it's anyone can cook. And some people might go, you know what? It's fun. You get to sit down. You get a little snack. You get a little wine. There's towel folding later. Someone might go, I don't really want to towel fold. I love towel folding now since I've taken the class. So get out of your comfort zone. Do something different while you're here.
Yeah. David Skale.
I'd say about 7 weeks before the cruise, just stop eating. Just don't do it anymore. You'll be good. First meal, you're going to be back to normal.
Yeah, on a cruise ship, just because you can eat 24 hours a day doesn't mean you should eat 24 hours a day. And there's my top tip. Sarah.
My tip would be, yes, you can look at the schedule and be like, oh, I want to do that and that and that. But be open to have that schedule change and be fluid. And, maybe you run into some trivia happening over here that you didn't. Or maybe Mickey's dressed up over here and you're like, oh, I want to pop in that line. So be ready to throw away all the plans you had and jump into something new.
Cool. All right. I'm going to add one more top tip. I'm going to piggyback off of what Peter said. They give you a schedule every day of things to do. You can have an app or it's printed out. And on the app, you can mark off your favorites. Yeah. And after the second day, it's like, oh, I should have been doing this the first day, because the first day I missed a lot of stuff because I would just go down the app every day and try to remember what was the most important thing without favoriting them. And there's so much to do in terms of game shows and movies they have playing nonstop. Yep. And that art of the tour, I think that's what they're calling it, where they show you behind the scenes of the tour. That you should do on the first. That should be mandatory.
Yeah.
So to give a plug to Mia, that the art of the cruise tour, it was so important because we learned things like what if you see the emblems on the ground in it's a shell.
Carpets.
Yeah, that is you're at the back of the ship. If you see the leaf on the carpet designs, that's the front of the ship. And in the middle of the ship is the lotus flower. Yeah.
Sure.
So many times we thought we were at the back of the ship, but we're at the front of the ship. But had you taken this tour, knowing the little, because there's subtleties everywhere you look, and all these subtleties will point in the right direction, or it's like breadcrumbs.
Yes.
Well, you can never get lost as long as you know how to read the signs, but you got to take the course. It's like being bilingual on a
Right.
cruise ship.
Right.
So if you're going to take the Disney cruise, take Mia's class.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Any other tips?
Thanks for putting this together. We've had a blast.
Yes. And once again, big round of applause for Randy Crane of Stories of the Magic. All right, you know what? Let's end up by giving each other plugs. So, Randy, where can we find Stories of the Magic? And once again, give your cruise line your info. Yeah.
Sure. So the podcast that I host is Stories of the Magic, and it is at storiesofthemagic.com. And the information, I'm going to keep this email address active. I've been using it for us, so I'm going to keep it active for this. It's cruise@storiesofthemagic.com, and that'll connect you so that we can work on travel stuff, whether it's a cruise or Walt Disney World, Disneyland, whatever.
Or Wilderness.
Yes, for Fort Wilderness at Walt Disney World, I can do that too.
All right, this bingo crowd is seconds from kicking us out of here. So Chickaphants.
Yes. Chickaphant. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Chickaphant, or on Facebook, Chicka and Fant.
All right. Lance?
Find me at dobersekdesign.com. I'm a designer illustrator.
Okay. Dave Scale.
You can find me here probably for the rest of my life, but Facebook at David Skale. I do have a Twitter account, but I think I just set it up and have not visited since. So if you find me there, that's going to be a surprise for all of us.
All right, Norma and Peter, if they want to reach out to you, if the Skywalkers want to reach out to you.
All right, you can find us at Facebook reference is Peter Heitman at gmail.com.
Or you can find me at normajeen.tdl@gmail.com. And by the way, checking our Facebook page, Peter takes a lot of great pictures, so it's kind of fun to check on that.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, you can find all of us, I believe, in the Facebook group for Skywalking Through Neverland.
That's right.
So we will all be tagged in all our cruise photos, and then so next time you all will have to join us on a cruise.
Hey,
All right.
yes.
And as always,
Neverland
on Alderaan. Or Cabo in the summer. It's really hot.
This is Dave Scale, and I remember 4 years ago sitting at a Denny's with Richard and Sarah and them talking about this concept that they had about putting together a podcast, and we were kind of brainstorming about it. And I remember having a lot of questions like, what's a podcast? And then we were kind of sitting around brainstorming names of different things and what it was going to be called. And we came up with, Richard was like, I really, really want the word skywalking in there. And Sarah was like, I really, really want to represent Tinkerbell. So after lots and lots of brainstorming, they settled on Skywalking Through Neverland, and they haven't looked back since. And now 4 years later, to see that their little concept that they had that day has turned into an actual living creature is kind of neat. So I'm proud of you guys and how much work goes into it behind the scenes. And it's kind of exciting to see where you've taken it in just 4 years and where it's going to go in the future. Peace out.
That wraps up episode 185, our 4-year anniversary episode of Skywalking Through Neverland.
We'd like to thank Randy Crane for organizing the podcast Wonder Cruise, our good friends Michael and Michelle,
Guardians of the Chickaphant,
and Lance and Debbie Lee Dobersek, and Norma and Peter Heitman for joining us on our very first Disney cruise.
And let's thank Disney Entertainment Show hostess Mia for getting caught in our podcasting tractor beam and joining us for our roundtable.
And of course, we want to thank all of you Skywalkers for listening every single week, except for last week because we didn't have a show. Now, Sarah, tell everyone or remind everyone about your Halloween shirts.
Well, right before we went on our cruise, one of the things on my list was to get that Halloween shirt design out there. So guess what? We made a Halloween t-shirt design. It's Chewie and the Porgs. Only they're dressed up for Halloween. And it's so adorable. So he's got about 4 different Porgs around him, right? Dressing up.
All dressed up in Halloween costumes.
Yes, and you can find this at our TeePublic store. So if you head to skywalkingthrough.neverland.com and go to the Support Us tab, you will see a link to that, or even the Buy T-Shirts tab. That's the link to our TeePublic store. Just hit that, and there you go. Also, as a note, we are now affiliated with Pozu, the Star Wars shoe company that are making the amazing Rey High boot. They're making all of that. So also, if you head to our website and see the little Pozu banner, you can click on that and then buy your Pozu shoes, maybe for anyone who is needing something as a gift. If you head to our website, skywalkingthroughneverland.com, and click on that affiliate link, that really helps the show out if you're planning on getting some Pozu shoes. So yay.
You know who else wears shoes? Our good friends over there at retrozap.com. Master of the segue.
That is lovely.
Now, over there, you can hear awesome shows like Brews and Blasters,
The Sandcrawler Podcast,
Beltway Banthers, who I'm pretty sure they wear shoes,
The Deucecast Movie Show,
also wear shoes.
Starship Sabers and Scoundrels.
I don't know if they wear shoes.
I think they wear 3 shoes each because they're S cubed.
One shoe a piece?
No, 3 pairs of shoes each. Something like that. All right.
That would be hold on. Six shoes. All right, continue.
Okay. And then Kanata's Castle is there, as well as Techno Retro Dads. And
I'm sure they wear more flip-flops and shoes. The Techno
Yeah,
Retro
I
Dads.
could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that.
And Talking Apes TV, which is kind of spinning off to Talking Apes TV specials.
Oh.
And this is where we're going to start interviewing people in the Planet of the Apes world. And we got a couple of really fun interviews coming your way, including Mr. Bobby Porter.
Yes, he is amazing. Like, he has a story every 2 seconds, not even every 5 minutes.
Name a film, chances are he was in it.
Yeah, or
Yes.
worked on it, or knows someone who worked on it. He knows Robin Williams, you guys.
He's got such a heart-wrenching story about Robin Williams.
Amazing.
So look forward to Talking Apes TV specials coming soon.
And you can also find Skywalking Through Neverland at jedinews.co.uk. Now, Skywalkers, if you want to join us on social media so you're always part of the conversation and always just sharing in our good vibe family feeling, you can head to @SkywalkingPod for Twitter and Instagram. You can also follow Jedi Tink on Instagram, where I'm sharing lots of pictures of my dolls, my Forces of Destiny adventure figures, and my Jamberry nails. Okay, I'm just saying that. That's my plug. Also, you can join us in our Facebook group, which is super fun. We share a lot of our stuff first there in that group. And in order to join us, all you have to do is search Facebook for Skywalking Through Neverland group. You can request to join because it is a closed group. We have families in there. We want to keep it very family friendly. And then there's 2 questions that will pop up. You have to answer those questions if you want to come in. Even if we know your name and you haven't answered the questions, we'll remind you because you have to answer them in
There are
order
2
to be
people
let in.
still in there in like the queue limbo.
In the queue, yeah.
Yeah.
They haven't answered the questions.
Answered the questions, so
sorry.
Yeah, they've been in there for like a month.
Yep.
Like hanging in the queue limbo.
Got to answer the questions. All right, because we want that to be a very friendly place. And on the cruise, that's where we would share our photos first, was in there. So, and we will be doing another Skywalking cruise at some point, probably a couple years from now. Okay.
Yes, we will.
Okay.
All right, now with that, stay tuned for bits of conversations and bloopers that didn't make it into the show. We thought, hey, kind of fun to hear. So listen to that, and always remember,
Neverland on Alderaan.
Some imagination, huh?
To our Skywalkers and Tweetwalkers, thanks for listening. Skywalking Through Neverland is created and produced by Richard and Sarah Woloski. Original music by Rob Dellinger. Creative consultant Mark Augushowitz. Technical advisor Peter Heitman. Facebook administrators Donald Wicks, Joey Pittman, and Norma Heitman.
Skywalking Through Neverland is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Any sounds, music, and clips played during this podcast are the property of their copyright holders. All original content is property of Skywalking Through Neverland, all rights reserved. Sorry, had to be said. All right, for the blooper reel. All right, now, before we head into the big show, let's read some of your earliest Skywalking Through Neverland moments that were posted on Facebook and play some voice messages you sent in on... Okay, one more time. All right.
No.
So now...
Is this 4 things we want to share?
Yeah.
Okay. We are so glad you guys have joined us. You can cut that out. Oh, yes?
Did I just say that? No, I didn't. Move on. Yeah, if you're just joining us now on Facebook, we can't see the comments. We don't know why, but we can't see the comments. So if you're commenting and we're not reading them, that's why. So if you want to jump over there to YouTube, we can see the comments over there. I don't know why this suddenly happened. I think maybe I hit a button, 'cause I'm always hitting buttons, and I see a lot of red buttons. I'm just pushing stuff.
Jeremy Hunt says, introduce yourself to Richard, and it helps if you are carrying a massive backpack. He loves those. That's cute. Well, good.
You know, it'd be funny if we made Skywalking to Neverland backpacks.
Oh, that would be fun.
Public. And now you do lightsaber sounds.
Vroom, 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 whoosh, vroom, 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 vroom. Those are mine.
Sweetie. That was very good.
Hi, Jessica
nice.
Mucko. She's there too. If I watch this back, will I see Richard?
What?
Ben Burt who?
Exactly, Joey. Now make a spaceship sound. What does a Millennium Falcon sound like?
Vroom.
That's very good. That's very
Porg sound.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I just
do a squeaky. Chair. I do a squeaky chair for porgs. It's a small world after all.
Officer Judy Hobbs reporting for duty.
It's a small world after all.
Anyone can be anything.
It's a small world after all.
Bunnies from the burrow do not get stepped on. They step up.
It's a small, small world.
Every mammal has a heart. Let's show them what a bunny from the burrows can do. Ha ha!
Okay, I had to use the ha ha.